Oh, I'm so sorry. My loveliest FreeMelon initiates, welcome back to the FreeMelon Society. Thank you so much for being here. No, for real, thank you so much for spending your time, your precious time. You could be watching any other video, but you're here now and you're watching this one, and I really have a lot to be thankful for, and your attention is definitely one of them. So thank you for being part of this group, part of this channel. So today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking about the essential combination and the essential union of fitness and health, and why that's important and what it's done for me, just so you know, so you have an idea. Before we do that, I've got a little bit of housekeeping to take care of. I will be going to the Texas Fruit Festival this year. I'll throw a banner up on the screen so you can see. I'll do another more dedicated promo to this on its own, but just for the sake of saying it, I will be going to the Texas Fruit Festival this year. I had tons of fun the previous year. My lecture was a comprehensive view of strength training and what strength training entails, what it isn't, what it is, and I had a phenomenal time, like I said. I will be speaking at the festival again, so if you're in the area, you haven't met me, and you'd like to come say hi, then I'm going to be there at the Texas Fruit Festival, so I'll make sure to come on by and say hello. All right, fitness and health. Now, let's just start off and cut right to the chase. So we have these two things. We have health. Basically, how do I encapsulate health in a nutshell? The harmonious relationship and functioning of all of the variegated parts of the Constitution. Whether that's energetic and physical, makes no difference. Those parts all working in harmony brings about a state of health. Okay, that's just the definition that I'm coming up with right here on the spot. So if you want to tweak it, then fine. If you have a better one, leave it down in the comments below. So you have health, and then you have fitness, and your fitness is basically your capacity to adapt to stressors or use stress. Your fitness is the grand total of what you can do. All the things that you can do, that is fitness. And that's brought on through training, rehearsal, practice, repetition, etc. So why do I want to talk about these two things today? What happens when you have one without the other? So you have a priority and an emphasis and a focus on health, but no fitness. And also what happens when you have a focus and a priority on fitness, but not health? What happens? Let's go with health first. So if you have the health focus, you're likely to fall into the camp of the stereotypical alternative health and hippie type of radical health practice type of person. What the worldly stereotype right now is for a raw foodist.
Marijuana
right?
smells good.
That's in the negative connotation. That's kind of what you get. Fitness adds so much. It adds such an important dimension to the lifestyle that without all the things that fitness delivers to your experience in life, a confidence, a faith in the self, a savvy, anyway, I don't want to get ahead of myself. We'll talk about that in a second. But if you don't have that essential component, then you're going to fall susceptible to all those radical health alternative practices that people tend to make fun of us for, right? Yeah, for sure. It's going to go out and start cramming dehydrated turpentine powder into your eardrums or whatever else they're doing. You might find a bunch of hippies all in downward dog and they're making piss smoothies for each other, right? That type of thing. Oh my God. They probably fill a big tub with urine and they like wash their clothes in it and they're smiling, rolling around in the dirt. You know how it goes. The hippie, right? The classic stereotypical hippie. I'm kind of being a little silly, but not really, because I've known many of these people and they tend to get stuck. And sometimes I can pick out like a recurring mindset amongst people that get attracted to this lifestyle who don't have or have never had any fitness, anything in their lifestyle. There's just this essential something missing. We always have to guard against health obsessiveness, right? Reaching for just every single possible alternative tweak or biohack or whatever it is. And if it's natural, if it comes from the earth, oh, well, then it must be great. Organic tobacco leaf enemas? Sure, why not? It's organic, right? It's from the planet, right? This type of thinking, this type of mindset. Now, I'm not speaking in black and white terms, okay? Admittedly, I'm giving a very crude generality. Not everybody's going to fall into that category if they don't have fitness in their lives. But certainly fitness adds some cohesive unity, right, in the mind, in the thinking, in the body. Would be a shame to go without. So what about fitness then? What if you have fitness without the orientation around health? What happens then? Well, now we're in the other camp. So now we're going to get into all the things that stimulate fitness, even in a specious way. Oh, you're going to go do your lawn? Okay, well, you need a pre-workout drink to go and do your lawn. You go to the gym, you need some sort of post-recovery protein shake of some sort. You don't find any compunction with stuffing ostrich fascia straight up your ass and then washing it down with alligator bone broth for some reason so that they meet in the middle and then they ferment, and that's supposed to be good, right? All of that stuff. A little bit of testosterone up the urethra as well, might as well, right? So it's anything to attain better physique or better fitness. So those two entities, obviously, they have to work together. Your fitness aspirations have to be tempered. I'm going to say that one more time. Your fitness aspirations have to be tempered by a natural understanding and wisdom of health principles of reality. If you don't have that solid filter through which to funnel your fitness ambitions, then you're going to make all of those mistakes that I just made, and you'll do anything to get fit. And like I said, on the other hand, if you don't have any fitness in your life, you're missing confidence, freedom of bodily expression, a certain type of metabolic conditioning that allows you to adapt to virtually anything that life throws at you. Like, this is such an advantage. Well, let me stop for a second. In my life, I'll tell you how this has gone in my life. So I'm a professional stuntman, and I can't tell you how advantageous it is for me personally to be well-oriented around fitness, but to, again, temper my fitness ambitions with a priority of health. That has done so many wonderful things to me. For one thing, it makes me a very, very good student when it comes to learning new skills. There's a facility with which I can pick up new skills that I've noticed and I'm really, really thankful for. And God has been good. God's seen to it that my development puts me in a position where I'm starting to understand these things and putting them together. I had mentioned it before, but sometimes there are days where it just feels like someone typed in the cheat codes for that day. Why do I feel so freaking amazing? And sometimes when I'm training with people, there's something I can notice about how well my system works. The waste products that it does not need to process while I'm exercising, and it allows me to just have very, very good, comfortable breathing, and it's just such a joy. And when these two things are working together, at least for me, it allowed me to have a certain art with movement and skills that I've really had a lot of fun with, okay? So my recommendation for people that are interested in the raw food lifestyle, and if you're one of the individuals who doesn't have a good foundation in fitness and it's never been an interest for you, you need to incorporate this into your life in a proper way, because what it gifts you, you can't even imagine. And the last thing I'll say is, I haven't spoken about this in a little bit, but last year my mother passed away, and my father has already passed. And so last year was a very tough year. I don't think that I could have negotiated this change with as much grace if it weren't for this combination of these two things, health and fitness, that I've tried to unify and make work together in harmony. I don't think there's any way that my mind would have been as able to process everything and then move through it. You know, it's a crazy thing. Both parents gone. God, my dad, God bless him. God bless him. I mean, I miss my dad, and I miss him being proud of me. You know what I mean? My dad was a very unique individual in many ways. If you guys could have met my father, he would have reminded you a lot of me. Well, vice versa. I probably would remind you of him. He's my dad. And we were very alike in many ways. Sometimes he would come to me in confidence and he would tell me, you know, Eli, I don't want to talk about this too much, but later on in life, my dad became troubled and there was nobody that he could relate to. Oh, I'll never forget it. Like he pulled me aside and he's like, the only thing keeping me anchored to this world right now is you. And gosh, you know, didn't know what to say to that at the time. And I really enjoyed all those moments that we got to just sit and talk and chat and talk about spiritual matters. We would practice exercises together, different exercises and energy practices. We would do it together, and just to hear him say, "Thank you, son. I'm very proud of you, son." It was a good feeling. Anyway, so that was a long time ago. That was maybe 10 years ago now. And mom passing, it had its challenges too. It hit a bit harder because she was the last of the parents. But I feel good. In fact, I feel very good. And I don't think I could have felt this good if it weren't for these two interests of mine that were helping to keep me afloat. And it didn't take me very long before I could go back to exercising and stretching and moving in the living room and not letting that be a stress inducer. Anyway, that's going to be it for now, guys. So these two things, you want them to meet in the middle, okay? You don't want to be too extreme with one or the other because both have their pitfalls if you focus on them without the harmonizing principle. I love you very much. I wish you the best. And I hope that health and fitness graces your lifestyle so that you can have fun with life and move and play and feel and explore and experiment and do it with the faith and confidence of knowing that you have the force of nature supporting you because you've made good conscious decisions to allow the love force to flow through you. And when that does happen, it feels like you've got support. And I would love for people to experience what that's like, okay? Guys, that's it. Thank you so much for tuning into the FreeMelon Society with me today. Okay, enjoy, have fun, and we'll see you on the next one.
My Master Yoshi's first rule was, possess the right thinking. Only then can one receive the gifts of strength, knowledge, and peace.
I know you. You are worthy.
Anger clouds the mind, turned inward. It is an unconquerable enemy.
You are reborn. The abominations traps the essence of life. Redeem yourself. I can make it possible.
You are unique. For you choose to face this enemy alone. But as you face it, do not forget them. And do not forget me. I am here.